My name is Joseph Laforte, currently 19 years old. I was born and raised in Florida. My relationship with technology. I actually joined social media pretty late into my life. My junior year of high school, my mom was pretty strict about that. But I have it. I'm not too big on it. I don't go on it too often. I've never had a problem where it consumed my life. I dabble in it to keep up with friends, but that's pretty much it.
So I'm Peter Panagoulias. I'm 19. I was born in Connecticut, but I've been raised in Florida ever since I was 1 year old. So I definitely say that I'm from Florida more than I'm from Connecticut. I've been raised in a place where I'm not really brought a lot of new things. When I was 4, I had that huge screen and the TV with the box in the back. And even after that, when I was 10, I still had that same TV. And then when we switched it, I thought we were in the beginning of a new era. But flat screens had been around for 5 years before that. So I feel like I'm behind. But as far as recently, I definitely feel like I know a lot more about what's going on. I'm more aware with what I'm surrounded with.
My little cousin came over, and she is addicted to the iPad. It's really bad. It's funny because she was actually watching a YouTuber, and he was just screaming in the videos. And I remember actually hearing about that YouTuber being questioned because a lot of people were claiming that he was hindering the development of children because his videos were too bad, and she was watching those videos all day. And I told my mom that my cousin is on the iPad all day. I feel like her creativity is so limited right now. While yes, there are benefits to technology, I think you have to be smart when you use it.
Yeah, there's not really a blocker or a serious check to see if you're that age that you're saying. Even on Instagram, they don't really care if they see your ID or anything because they just let you make an account, boom. Because they have age restriction, they make your account private. If you just lie and you say you're 21 even though you're 7 years old even, it'll just believe you as long as you put the date in. You can make a public account and anyone could even DM you if you're not careful enough. And especially for kids these days, it's really easy to access online places. So imagine someone older being real creepy about it, and they could just kidnap anyone and all that.
I think in terms of learning, negative. So the thing with kids is I feel the internet hinders creativity because yes, you can access information online, but people often confuse information with knowledge. Just because I can look up something online, does not mean that I'm knowledgeable on that subject.
There's a lot more people look at their phones more than they look at the teacher or even pay attention.
For example, math class, the whole point of math is to problem solve. Kids are using online apps that give them, solutions for free. That's hindering creativity.
And these are people that we're gonna have taking care of almost everyone. Imagine someone fixing your car that is grown up looking at their phone the whole time. If they don't know what they're doing, they're gonna mess up your car. That's more on a personal level. Maybe even government officials. These are the same people that you grew up with that looked on their phone. You don't really expect someone like that to take care of you and your country that well.
I would limit it a lot. Personally, I think it comes down to the kid. If they're more responsible, maybe at a younger age. If not, I'll wait. But at a young age, no. I think where a lot of parents go wrong actually is they tend to give kids what they want. For example, the iPad. I think a good thing actually that people do not realize, I think self-isolation and boredom is actually pretty good because it allows you to self-reflect. Now, you shouldn't be alone all the time, obviously. Make friends, be creative, hang out with people who have similar ideas, similar goals as you. But sometimes it's good to be alone for a little bit to really self-reflect.
I do want to give my kid something they can relate to with the other kids, but I don't want my kid looking at their phone all the time. So that's definitely where the time restriction would come into.
I think the best thing is the learning aspect. I've been talking pretty negatively about social media, but the amount of times I had to look up how to do something on YouTube.
I think maybe like if you're running a business, you could definitely like boost it if it like really goes off.
Just because you have the internet, though, it does not mean you are completely knowledgeable. You still have to learn. But the fact that I can get information and learn from that information is what makes it good. There are good aspects, again, like YouTube, a lot of educational videos for kids to watch, to learn.
In my English class, I used to be shown like these YouTube videos like where they show the word and then the conjugations of the word in Spanish. So, and they would pronounce them all and everything. So I think it's good as far as that.
Sometimes, teachers don't teach right, and you might need to look up a YouTube video on how to figure things out. And that was completely free. I didn't have to pay for anything, and that's the beauty of it, really. But again, I was smart enough to use YouTube in a good sense to learn from it, not just go whenever I want and be harmed by it, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's a lot you could do with technology to learn, but there's also a lot you have to look out for.